Welcome to my channel. I am Diana, your host with Moving Forward Talk. This is a space where we share stories of struggles, growth, and healing with hopes of encouraging those who might be walking similar seasons in their life. Joining me this week is Jahazeil, a rising voice in modern reggae, delivering conscious messages rooted in Jamaican culture. His music speaks of resilience, self-awareness, and spiritual growth, connecting listeners across generations. With the sound grounded in tradition and driven by purpose, Jahazeil represents a new wave of reggae artists carving their own path. Welcome, and thank you for joining me, Mr. Mary. How are you?
I'm good, just here giving thanks and enjoying the weather. What Jamaica been having recently,
Uh-huh.
and currently in my studio as well, no? Well, I'm always in my studio still, but yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yes, I heard of the weather in Jamaica. Being a Jamaican, born and raised, I think it's a little bit different from when I was there some years ago. So, for listeners who may not know you just yet, or for even those who know you within the entertainment industry, how
Yeah.
would you describe who you are outside of your music?
So Jahazeil is a family person. I believe in the family. I believe in love. Real love. Not internet love and fake love. And I'm big on loyalty. And I'm just a good person at heart, apart from the music, you
Yeah,
know. And that's just it.
excellent. Yeah, love. When we love, like you say, not the fake love, not love and condition, but when we love,
We love.
that's really powerful.
Yes.
Yes. Listening to your music has a strong message behind it. So when you're creating music, do your lyrics come first or the rhythm?
Well, I would say the melody come first, and then the lyrics came after because I'm a singer, so I
Mhm.
always start off with melodies and then the words came afterwards.
Okay. The melodies and then the words.
Yes.
Yeah. So through this, one of your songs, Through the Storm, when I listen to that, it feels very personal. What was
Yes.
happening in your life when you wrote that track?
Okay, so at that time I was experiencing deep spiritual warfare.
Mm,
And that time I was struggling to write a song, because the enemy has my mind in chokehold. Like my creative process was blocked. I remember that I was sitting on the passage trying to write that song properly, and I couldn't write it because at that time I was going through a heavy spiritual warfare. And God gave me the strength to write that song that day, but it took a little while because I was losing my creative process, doing spiritual warfare. So that song also mean a lot to me, because even though I've overcome the warfare, sometimes I go back on the song and said, "Wow, I've come a far way."
when
So
you
yeah,
realize how you overcame that warfare, and you're still becoming,
yeah,
and where and I'm going to say this, where God brought you from, because you just mentioned he, helped you
yeah.
overcome. What come to mind when you see where you came from and where you are now?
My mind,
Yeah.
because my mind was controlled heavily. Yes, and when I see that my mind is being clear and I've gained so much clarity,
Mm,
I can actually write songs again and becoming more creative because I'm an overthinker, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always thinking out the box, and when I see that my mind is being more free, that's where I realize, wow, I'm really getting my true freedom, you know. Yeah.
Would you consider that walking directly in your purpose?
Yes.
Yeah. Your
Yes.
song, Cornerstone, it talks about the foundation of strength. What do you consider your real life cornerstone?
That song, I was reflecting on my journey as a youngster, you know. One of the common spirit that was been traveling with me through my entire life and my whole life was rejection. You know, like I faced that spirit in my high school, prep school,
Mhm.
you know, in my family lineage. Just growing up as a person, like I used to feel unwanted, you know, like
Yeah.
I wasn't being seen at one point, you know, and I was just there like a mule at a point, like I didn't know who I was, you know, and that song, when I reflect back on my journey, people used to tell me that it's the same way Bob Marley life was, you know, like people reject him, you know, everybody reject him, like, and then I had my uncle Sprague Benz was telling me about that me and Bob Marley's journey is basically the similar way, but I took God earlier, you know,
Right.
but that's how that song inspires my journey. Mm,
Wow. That's a beautiful story. So with Cornerstone, you said you spoke of rejection, right?
yeah,
Not feeling wanted, not being heard. And then now here you are. That through that Cornerstone was born.
yes,
Brings me back to, I think it was a scripture that said, the stone that the builder refuses
yeah,
becomes the cornerstone, right? How do
yeah.
you relate to that, or do you relate to that?
Well, looking back at my life and realize
Yeah.
that I overcome all the challenges and even now because I wasn't really accepted in the industry because who my father is and because my father is already talented and already make a way for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we trying to make a name for ourselves. The industry kind of locked us out away like them not letting no more marry, you know.
Yeah.
Because I face my fair share, and I'm not gonna be a hypocrite about myself, even though
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Christian and walking godly, you know. But I'll get my fair share being an entertainer, son. The road is not easy because the expectation is very high of us. You know, born in a gold spoon family,
Mm-hmm.
and people think that our father riches and our father success basically ours automatically, you know. But I've learned that if you live for yourself and not living for others, you will be good at what you're doing and not living from a people pleasing place, but a place where you know what you're doing, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so I've overcome that by stop being a people pleaser, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
So with all the challenges, and you're definitely paving your own path in the musical or entertainment industry,
yeah.
how do you handle the pressure? Because how do you handle the pressure of fans or listeners may want you to follow that path you just spoke about?
Well, I used to feel pressured until I found spirituality at the age of 17, you know.
Mm,
There's so much difference when you pray and meditate and just meditate on the word, you know.
yeah.
So when I start to find God at the age of 17, that's where my peace started, you know. My peace didn't started today, it started years ago.
Right.
You know, my journey with God started years ago, you know. but it mold me, it mold my character,
Right.
and it made me a better person, and just flow with life because you have life every day. So I picture life like a river, just
Mhm.
go with the flow.
Go with the flow. It's like a
Yeah.
river. Sometimes the wave is so
All
smooth and
right.
sometimes it's just rough, right?
Yeah. So just go
Yeah,
with the flow.
yeah. So here
Yeah.
you are, you found your own identity in the
Yes.
music,
Yes.
right? Yeah. How do you balance making music that is conscious and uplifting while still keeping it relatable and current?
Okay. So how do I do that? Well, the Lord has shown me
Mhm.
a different way how to do it. Like your everyday life, your routine, you put it in your music. So that give me inspiration, like my daily routine, wake up in the morning and just have a different mind. It's a mindset. So once my mindset start to change and start to view life on a different perspective way, and stuff, it become easier for me because I know how to adjust because it's your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you change your mindset and,
Yes.
piggybacking on one of your earlier answers, the mindset switch to where you're seeing you through your own lenses and not through anybody else's
No, because
lenses.
no, because when you're by yourself every day, you're facing the man or the woman in the mirror.
Right.
Every day you're facing yourself.
Mhm.
So you have to find that balance for yourself and not looking at outside of anybody because when you're alone in that place, in that dark place, or just home alone,
Mhm.
you're facing you in the mirror.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Is there a song, one of your songs, that people haven't fully caught onto yet? People haven't really understand what the song is saying.
I would say through this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say through this time definitely. Even though it's 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why
I would say,
that? Why that one?
because that's I was speaking about my entire journey, you know. Yeah, growing up and being strong and who giving me support and
Right.
stuff. Even that song mentioned the same Spagga Benz.
Mhm.
I sing song of what I've experienced, what I've go through, what I've learned, you
Mhm.
know. I don't sing song for kind of friends and stuff. I sing
Right.
song of my personal where people can relate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so what I'm hearing you say is true. They can hear the song, they can listen to the song, they could probably sing it word for word, but if they haven't walked through your story, they wouldn't
Yeah.
understand it.
They could
Yeah,
understand it better. That's
yeah,
what that's what I said through this time.
yeah. Mhm. And with all the challenges, with all the rejection, was there ever a moment that you considered walking away from the music or, just walking away from your
Yeah.
calling?
Actually, I gave up about 3 times, and the reason why I tell people a lot of this, I'm going to share this story publicly. I want to share it to few of my friends, but every time I'm on my journey, I've given up. God always shows up in my dream. So
Mm,
this is what, and on my third lap of giving up on music, this is where God has blessed me with everything. Like I have an entire studio. At one point, I was verified on every platform,
mhm.
from Facebook to Instagram, right down. And my third lap of giving up, and every time I decided to give up, that's where God shows up in my dream to said, just tell me to keep going. So I know that my calling and my music was it not just music and want to make money. It was something spiritual. So
And,
and this is and this is why I'm here today. Keep going, even when people tell me to quit.
yeah.
You know, sometimes people tell me to look at job and stuff, but every time I decided to leave music, that's where God shows up, you know.
Hard to walk away from your spiritual calling.
To wake up, all right, that's where God shows up for me, you know.
Yeah.
And my third strike of giving up on music, that's where I've got everything. My entire studio, my entire, I almost have verified an art platform I could never forget, you know. And since I haven't give up, God has not visited me. So I know that He want me to keep going, you know.
Right. So
Yeah,
sometimes we think we're giving up, right? But that's
yeah,
exactly what it feels like in that moment.
yeah,
But sometimes it could be that, hey, it's just taking a step back for a moment, right?
yeah.
Let's reset and start
Reset,
over. Yeah, and start
start over.
over. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And actually, that's what I did with my career. I take a break from the
Uh-huh.
media. I start over,
Mhm.
you know, because when you're an independent artist, you have to know how to balance yourself as an artist, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, we don't have a manager, so we have to I post over Facebook, I post over Twitter, I post over Instagram, you know, and I realizing that it was affecting me mentally
Mm.
because I wasn't sleeping,
Mhm.
you know, and we as an artist have to know that we have to take full full charge of our body and of our mind
Right.
because if we don't take control of our mind, we're not gonna really produce the good quality music, you know.
Right. Mhm.
And the Lord has been good for me. The Lord has been good for me for so much years and up to now, you know.
Yeah, man.
Like
Mhm.
my life has improved a lot since He told me to come off social media and
Mm.
just focus on one platform, you know. And my life has improved a lot, you know. So I have
Yeah.
to say, yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good to become aware of what, have
yeah,
strong awareness.
yeah.
And it's wonderful when you can hear the stillness of his voice, God's voice,
Oh,
right? And
yeah,
put that precedence over what you really want.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
S-
because mental health is also real, but I'm glad we get to that topic too because Jamaicans take mental health and mental illness for a joke, you know.
mhm.
And, even your own friends they will laugh at you. So we have to take charge of our own mental health and find a
Yeah.
way to cope for ourselves, you know.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Definitely have to. And, it's very important. Mental being is very important. One of the things that I realize, us Jamaican, of course, maybe it's getting a little bit better now, but
yeah,
when we hear mental health, we don't think there's such a thing
just a thing. Yeah, for real.
until it gets
See
really,
you.
really, really, I'm not going
Yeah,
to say too late until it's so difficult to get some assistance.
true,
Yeah.
real.
And so even if we get up every morning with some gratitude, hey, this is three things I'm getting up. When I get up in the morning, I'm going to identify three things around me I'm grateful for just to
Yeah,
keep our mental being.
yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
What lessons from Jamaican culture and reggae history do you carry into your sound today?
I would, well, actually, many people refer my music as like the Bob Marley time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say my music is more like for life teaching and motivational and inspirational, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say that's my vibe.
Which, lived experiences are the best teachers, right?
Yeah,
If you have never walked through it, maybe you can't effectively teach me about it.
true. Yeah,
Right.
so I think that's why God has put me on this earth, you know, to experience stuff so that I could able to talk about it and to teach about it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever, or have you ever gone and possibly speak to the younger youths coming up?
Well, honestly, um, I, I don't see. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't see myself doing that as yet,
Yeah.
but the Lord, I'm going what the Lord want me to do, because I realize that my thing is music, so
Hmm.
that's where He put in me,
Yeah.
So
Which is, yeah,
just me doing what He doing what He allowing me to do.
great. And
Yeah.
Mr. Mary, which is great because your music gives a lot of messages
Mm-hmm.
about your life, how you've been resilient, and even teaching others how they can use resilience to overcome or to continue their path as well. So you're sending the message.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on At My Door with Sprague Benz, what did that collaboration teach you as an artist?
That collaboration teach me a lot. Swagger Benz was very good.
Yeah.
Like he was very professional and stuff. And
Mhm.
there are not many artists in the industry is that professional. So I've learned a lot from that collab. The timing too, because we did that song a long time ago. And
Mhm.
one thing I've learned from Uncle Swagger Benz, he believe in patience and time. So I got that from him too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mhm. And I'm going to refer to another one of your songs, Safe Space, right?
Yeah.
What does your safe space look like off the mic when you're not on the mic and you just need a safe space? What does that look like?
Well, my safe place, I would say, is my secret place. Yeah.
Mm,
I read my Bible. Cause I'm a very spiritual person also. So I read my Bible when I'm off the air. I pray a lot. Listen gospel music and the instrumental.
mhm.
Uh, Sometime I will go. Not sometime. I'll go for a walk.
Yeah.
And just be in the gym. Just occupying my mind and just taking my time away from music.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, one of your safe spaces that I'm hearing is just communing with God through your spirit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Um, and I know you've spoken this before, your biggest challenge navigating the music industry as an independent artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you say the biggest challenge is?
Well, the biggest challenge is, I think every artist talk about this is producers.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most of them take all of us for idiot.
Mm.
Especially when you really don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been through that too,
Yeah.
and I've heard artists spoke about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to be honest, still, I wouldn't bash them or anything, but I would say thank you because it pushes me because I always have to look into the positive side of things.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
pushes me to become a better artist because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't able to have my own studio or learning how to record properly or wanted to do it for myself to see the pressure what they go through because even though they are a producer, you have to always remember that it's not just the title, it's the person behind it. So sometimes probably they might have a heavy workload and they have too much on them hand or
Mm-hmm.
them tied up, and sometimes we as artists take it as offense where them can't give us strength or so, but you have to remember so everybody have them. I've learned this about life.
Yeah.
Everybody have them schedule and them time set up, so we cannot be angry about that.
Yeah.
And that's where I get so much peace about the industry, and that's where I find peace about myself.
Right.
Because I
So,
learned that people have their own life as well. Them have them own artists I look out for. Because you know them are gonna look out for them day one first before them, you know,
Yeah,
take up stranger and stuff. So me understand, I get to understand all of that, you know?
yeah. So you're educating yourself along the way.
Yeah,
Yeah. And even through those challenges, there are lessons to be learned.
exactly. And
Yeah,
that's one of my greatest things. That's why I found so much peace because I've always noticed that there's you have to always look at the brighter side, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And those challenges are there, but it's just how we respond to it, right?
Yeah,
We can respond to it and let it defeat us, or we can respond to it, get the motivation, and keep moving.
yeah. Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah. So your new single, Million Reasons, scheduled to be released February 20th.
Yeah.
Tell us about your new single.
Okay, so that single came about well, over the years I've taken my time deleting social media, you know, and when I came to Christ fully and accept Jesus Christ fully, and when I realized that the things that I took for granted,
Mm,
which is earth, the nature, just sitting in the breeze and hearing the birds and just watching the rain falling, because you know we're in a time right now where it's a phone and the digital era and the social media and you
mhm,
know and God has put me in a place where to see what I was going wrong in my life, you know, and what I was truly missing. And since I was connecting back with the real world, I realized that wow, you have so much to be, you have so much to live and to give thanks for, you know. You just to be intentional with it, you know.
mhm,
So that's how the inspiration came about that song, like finding back myself in the real world, you know.
mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. So you find yourself in the real world, and when you find yourself in the real world, you realize how much Mr.
How much?
Merritt has to be
Yeah,
be
I know how
thankful
much.
for.
I know how much I was missing out on life. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any artists that um you wish to collaborate with?
Well, I've always wanted to collaborate with Bounty Killer, you know, but I don't know what he's up to still. But he's my favorite. He was my favorite artist coming up
Yeah.
as a youngster, you know, and also Alkaline, but you know, Alkaline is very exclusive. So I would say mainly Bounty Killer still.
What if another artist who is not on your list to collaborate should reach out to say to you and ask for a collaboration?
Sure, you know, sure, because it's music, you know.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, Mr. Mary, 5 years from now, what do you want your name to represent?
I want my name to represent a legend status, you know. I'm working towards a legendary status. Like when people see Jahazeil, they see a role model, they see a good husband, they see a good father, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I, I don't see a lot of artists do this, but as an artist, I would like to big up Agent Sasko, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's really a good person to take a page out as an artist, you know, a good artist, a good family orientated, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I see every time when I feel down, you know, I just look on Sasko page and say, hey, that's the artist I want to be, you know.
Yeah.
Not in any mix up,
Mm-hmm.
no, no girl now call up with name and just living a normal life as an artist, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agent Sasko, yeah. Big up.
That, wow, that's awesome. So just
Yeah.
want to be an ordinary
Yeah.
man with integrity.
Yeah, like Agent Sasko, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good. If someone listened to your music while going through a hard season, what do you hope they take away from your music?
What do I hope? Strength.
Strength.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I can testify to this, you know.
Mhm.
Many people are struggling with suicidal thoughts and thinking, but they are not brave enough to come out and speak about it, you know. If you notice, Jamaicans are in the top 10 with that, you know. So
Yeah,
when they hear my music, I want them to feel brave, inspired, you know, and have hope
yeah,
and strength.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
it is, my heart goes out to our Jamaican families.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I think it was last year, quite a few of our young people, high school students,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
completed suicide, and it's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, man, for real.
And I want to applaud you for wanting to give our young people some sense of hope and clarity
Yeah,
through your
true.
music. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
True.
because that is what's needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm going to piggyback from what you said. The hype is great. The money is excellent. Being known, making a name is good. But when it
Yeah.
comes with integrity and a balanced man, that's
Mm-hmm.
powerful.
Balance, you know.
Yeah, that is
Mm.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
What what message would you like to leave to anyone watching this interview?
Just stay strong, be positive. I know that sometimes it is hard because, you know, we are adults, you know, and once you have bills and stuff, you feel like the world are gonna end because, you know, it's life, you know, and life is hard, you know. We have to admit that, you know. So
Mhm.
I just want everybody to have strength, hope, and just always remember that there's a God, you know, and always pray, you know, because prayer change a lot of things, you know. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it changes a lot of things. You pray, you believe, like the faith work, right?
Yeah, for real.
So, I know see you just heal up. I'm gone right straight in my patois now, right? I know
Yeah,
see, I know see you just heal up one artist. Anybody else you want, heal up?
yeah, man. Just big up every artist, you know, where do the right and I do the good work, you know. Big up
Mhm.
everybody. Big up every artist, not just one, you know.
Yeah, man.
Because once we are the music, you know, our core work at them, you know. So big up all of them, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. From the Rasta community to the reggae to the dancehall, everyone, you know.
Mhm.
We are brothers and sisters. Big up all the female artists them too, you know. Yeah.
So, Mr. Mary, I'd like to ask this question. Anything you want to add that I forgot to ask that you could give us some information on? Anything I didn't ask that you would like to share?
Just stay tuned to the music, you know. That's all, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what platform is your music? I know I looked this morning and there's on Apple's and Amazon Music and I think three other. What other platforms are there that we can?
Well, you have Audio Mac, you have
Yeah.
YouTube, you know, and they can connect me on Instagram, you know. There no other platform, just Instagram.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what's your Instagram name for those who doesn't
Just
know?
Jahazeil music underscore, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so very much, Mr. Mary, and I kept calling you by your last name because I know
No
I'm
problem.
not pronouncing the first name correctly. Thank you so very much for taking the time out to
Yeah,
join me. I wish you, all there is to offer, all your life desire, that you
yeah,
will
man.
continue to be the man you desire to be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Through
man.
spirituality and
Yeah, man.
everything else. Yeah, man.
Take care. Bless up.
Yeah, man. Respect.
All right.
Yes. And until next week, this is Moving Forward Talk.